Welcome to the updated CROO commercial help video. You can watch it consecutively, like a walkthrough video, or you can use the menu below the video to navigate to a specific topic. Start on the project page to create a new project or open an existing project. You can display projects in order of most recently opened, alphabetically, or by the date the project was created. You can also search for existing projects by name. If you have entered a project logo when creating the project, it will be displayed here. Each project contains a drop-down menu that gives you the option to edit, copy, share, or delete the project. The edit option will take you to the project edit page of that project where you can enter and edit details about that project. The copy option allows you to duplicate the project so that you can keep multiple versions of the project. At the prompt, enter the name of the new project. Both projects will now appear on the project page. The share option allows you to share your master project with another CROO user. At the prompt, type in the email address that is associated with that user on CROO. Once the project is shared, a green border will appear around the project on your project page. A blue border will appear around the project on the shared user's page. The shared user can now edit your project. All changes will be applied to the master project on your project page. When you are ready to stop sharing the project, simply delete the email of the shared user. Your shared user can also remove the project by deleting their email from shared user status. If you do not have a paid subscription to CROO, or you have paused your subscription, you can still edit projects that are shared with you. This allows other CROO members, like a second AD, to work on existing projects without having to maintain a paid subscription. While non-subscription mode does not allow creation of new projects, full functionality can be restored by restarting a paid CROO subscription. The delete option removes the project from your project page. The project and all data associated with it will be permanently removed. To create a new project, click on the Add New Project button. You will be taken to the project creation page. The project creation page is where you can enter all of your project's important identifying details. The project name is the name by which the project will be saved and identified in CROO. This name will be displayed on the project page when you open the app. The project title is the name that will be displayed on the schedule itself when it is printed or shared. The shooting calendar allows you to select the prep and shooting days of your project. Clicking on a date will turn it blue to indicate a shoot day. A number will be displayed indicating which shoot day it is. Clicking on an existing shoot day will remove the shoot day, and the remaining days will reorder accordingly. Note that if information has been added to the schedule of a shoot day, the day cannot be removed from the calendar, but can be moved to another date. Clicking a third time on a date will establish it as a non-shooting workday on the schedule. You can enter the non-shoot day title in the window, such as rehearsal day or pre-light day. The day will be displayed in yellow with the non-shoot title indicated. On the final schedule and day out of days report, non-shoot days will be incorporated, but will not contribute to the total shoot day count. If your schedule changes, you can move your shoot days all at once by pressing the Move Shoot Days button above the calendar. Select the first production day that you want to move, and all days after this day will be highlighted to move. Select the new starting date, and the project days will be moved to the new date. You can also select the Skip the Weekend box above the calendar so that weekends will be excluded when moving shoot days. This is useful when you're moving several weeks of days on a longer project. You can navigate forward and backwards through months on the calendar. The back button above the calendar will return to your first production day. Below the calendar, you have the option to select what kind of project you are creating. Selecting No Storyboards creates a project that does not include a window for storyboard frames. This might be used for a documentary or reality project. Selecting the Scripted Project box creates a project designed specifically for scripted programs. This will significantly change the way you enter data and export schedules. For more information on scripted projects and screenplay input, please see the Scripted Help video. The auto number box creates a schedule where each setup is consecutively numbered, even if the setups are rearranged. This is useful when you are not using numbered storyboards or shooting a project without established scene numbers. The first setup will always be number 1, the second setup number 2, and so on. This feature is specific to certain types of projects and should not be used if you already have numbered storyboards or scenes. Also below the calendar is a menu that allows you to select how your setups will be labeled. The default for storyboard-based commercials is frame, the default for scripted projects is scene, but you can also select shot, board, setup, or no label at all. On the right side of the project creation window, the client, agency, and production logo fields allow you to import an image to display in the header of your schedule. Upload the image from your files and then select the image. The image will be saved for future use. You will also have the ability to add more images when you export the schedule. The project data field allows you to enter details about your project that can be displayed in the header. Some users like to include the job number or the director's name, for example. The spot name field allows you to enter the name of each commercial that you are shooting. You can use these spot names to organize storyboards in the image library. You will also have the option to create spot names in the image library. When you are finished entering project information, click Create Project. You will be taken to the image library to import storyboards. If you have no storyboards or want to create setup strips manually, go straight to the shot list window. The image library is where you can add and organize storyboard frames that you will use in your schedule. Click on the green plus button to add images to the image library. There are 3 ways to import images. If your storyboards are already stored in an image format, like JPEG, TIFF, or BMP, use the Upload Image button. Select one or more images from your files to import into the image library. On a phone or tablet, you will select from your photos. If your storyboards are in PDF format, you can use the Extract Storyboards button to automatically pull each frame out of the PDF and import it into the image library. If other images are extracted from the PDF that are not storyboards, you can simply select those items and delete them. If the storyboard PDF is a large file, decreasing the size of the file before importing will help the performance of CROO. You can use the PDF tool at the bottom of the CROO page to link to a website that will quickly compress your document to a manageable size. In some instances, PDFs are formatted in a way that does not allow individual frames to be extracted. In this case, you can use the Upload Entire PDF button. This will import the PDF in its entirety into the image library. You can then open each image and manually extract the individual frames from the PDF using the Edit Image feature. To edit the image, click on the pencil icon to the right of the image. When the image is open, you have several editing options. You can select a portion of the image to extract by choosing an aspect ratio from the menu on the right. A highlighted box will appear. Drag the box to the optimal size and click the Save as New button. You can also use the spacebar as a shortcut for Save as New. Reposition the selection tool to the next frame and press the spacebar again to save. When you have finished the page, click on the arrow to advance to the next page and continue the selection process. You can also use the Custom button to select a unique portion of the image. Selected images will now appear in the image library as individual frames. The Edit Image window also allows you to rotate the image left and right, and to flip the image horizontally and vertically. You can also adjust the brightness and contrast of the image. The arrow buttons at the top of the menu allow you to undo and redo changes. When you are finished editing the image, you can push the Save button. Once your storyboards are in the image library, you can assign numbers to them. Click on the square to the bottom right of the image and enter the storyboard number. Use the Tab key to advance to the next number box. You can now enter the next frame number, or you can use the plus sign key as a shortcut to automatically enter the next highest number. By using Tab and the plus key, you can very quickly number all of the storyboards. Using the Shift key and Tab together navigates to the previous number box. If you number the storyboards in non-consecutive order, you can use the Reorder button to display the boards in numerical order. If storyboard numbers are changed after you have already built your schedule, you can simply renumber the frames in the image library, and they will be automatically renumbered in the schedule. Below each image is the image label, where you can enter information about the storyboard frame. This information will follow the storyboard wherever it's placed in the schedule. While you could use the image label to display the shot description, we suggest that it is better suited for specific limited details like lens size or camera movement. There is a better place in the shot list for detailed frame descriptions. When you click on one or more storyboard images, the image menu will be displayed. This menu gives you several options to organize and edit images. The Assign to Spot button allows you to group one or more storyboard images into one spot. Select an existing spot from the Spot menu and press Assign. You can also add a new spot here by clicking on the Add New button, entering the new spot name, and pressing Create Spot. Select the new spot and press Assign. The storyboards are now grouped under the spot name. The number of frames in the spot is displayed in parentheses. You now have the ability to select all the frames in one spot. To deselect frames, either click on the selected frame or use the Deselect All button at the top right of the image library. Once boards have been assigned to a spot, a red Deassign button appears that will allow you to remove boards from a spot. The next option in the image menu is the Assign to Shot List button. By clicking here, each highlighted storyboard frame will be assigned to a setup strip and displayed in the shot list. All boards that have been assigned to the shot list will display a blue shot list indicator in the lower left-hand corner. The Copy button in the image menu allows you to duplicate one or more images. The new images will be assigned to the same spot as the original image, but will have no frame number. The Replace button allows you to select a single image and replace it with another from either within the image library or from your computer files. This is helpful when storyboards are redrawn after you've already built a schedule. The new image will replace the original wherever it appears in your schedule. The Clear Frame Numbers button allows you to erase the assigned numbers of multiple storyboard frames so that you don't have to erase them manually. The Delete button allows you to erase all highlighted images. The images are deleted permanently and cannot be recovered. Once you have entered and organized all of your images in the image library, you can view them in the shot list in the form of setup strips. The shot list displays storyboards from your image library in the form of what we call setup strips. These strips will contain all of the pertinent information about the shot, like cast members, equipment, production notes, and the shot description. Setup strips are organized first by spot name and then by frame number. Above the strips, you have the option to sort the strips by multiple categories or use the strip filter to only display strips with certain information. You can also select a Boneyard View, which displays only the strips that have not been included in the schedule. Autocolors assigns a color to a strip based on location and time of day. It is primarily used when building a strip board for a scripted show, and will be further discussed in the scripted help video. Two buttons always appear at the bottom of the shot list. The first is the Add New Empty Strip button. Pressing this allows you to create a new strip directly in the shot list. This can be useful if you have no storyboards and want to create your setup strips without using the image library. You can also import storyboards into these strips later. The Export Shot List button allows you to create a document from your shot list that can be printed or shared. This feature will be covered in the Export Project section of the help file. The setup strips in the shot list consists of 3 sections. Clicking on each section allows you to perform different tasks. Clicking on the right half of the strip opens the breakdown window for each strip. Here you can enter all of the important information for the setup. If you have already assigned a spot and frame number to the storyboard, those fields will already be populated. This information can also be entered manually here. You can also indicate interior, exterior, set name, and time of day. You can type a summary description of the storyboard in the description window. Clicking on the gray bars allow you to enter production notes, shot requirements, and cast members. Production notes will always appear at the top of the requirement column and may be formatted to draw special attention. Click on the requirement bar to add necessary shot items. Select the requirement category from a drop-down menu, or create a new category, which will be saved in user settings. You can then type in each element for that category. This information will be saved on the Assets page and can be included in reports such as a Day of Days breakdown. Once entered, categories and elements may be rearranged or deleted. Editing a requirement element here will apply that edit to any other occurrence of that element in the schedule. Click on the Add Cast Member bar to add actors to your shot. Actors will be assigned a cast number in the order that they are entered, but can be rearranged later on the Assets page. You can enter multiple actors together in one window. You can also enter an extra breakdown and the number of extras per scene. Extras are considered requirements by the app so that you may display them in the cast column, the requirements column, or their own column. In the breakdown window, you can also add a text note, change the color of the strip, and hide any image label that accompanies a storyboard. When the breakdown window is closed, you can open the duration window to enter the duration of the shot. This is usually more applicable when making the schedule, so this feature will be discussed in the scheduling section. The center section of the strip is the image section. The storyboard associated with the strip will be displayed here. Clicking on this section allows you to add available images from the image library. You can only add images from the image library that are not already assigned to a strip. The right divider of this section slides back and forth to reveal more images or fewer. If you have multiple images in the storyboard window, you have the option of rearranging them or deleting them from the strip. Deleted images return to the image library and are still available to import into strips. The left column of the strip displays strip identification data. Clicking on this column highlights the entire strip and opens a strip menu that allows you several strip management options. The Duplicate Strip button creates a copy of the strip immediately below the existing strip. The duplicate strip will be treated as a new setup, and a new storyboard image will appear in the image library. The Replace Strip Asset button allows you to select an existing asset in one or more strips and replace it with another existing asset from your asset page. This can be helpful if an actor or a requirement is replaced, and you want to reflect that change across multiple strips. The Delete Strip Info button allows you to erase a specific strip information from multiple strips simultaneously instead of having to remove it manually strip by strip. The Delete Strip button allows you to delete a strip permanently from the shot list. When a strip is deleted, all information is removed. The storyboard frame still exists in the image library, but it will now be unassigned to a strip. When you click on the left column of multiple strips, you have two additional management options. The Fill button allows you to select data from one strip and copy it to one or more additional strips. Select the data that you want to copy from your master strip, which has a green border, and that data will be copied onto all of the selected subordinate strips, indicated by a blue border. You can choose to add the data to existing information, or replace the existing information by checking the Replace box. The Merge button allows you to merge two or more strips together. This is helpful when multiple strips contain storyboard frames that can be shot at the same time. The first strip you click will be the master strip with a green border. The remaining strips to be merged will be subordinate strips with a blue border. When you click Merge, all strips will be combined in the order selected. All shot descriptions will appear in the description window in the relevant order. Any duplicate cast members or requirements will be merged to appear only once. Clicking on a merged strip will bring up the Unmerge button. Clicking on this button will split the merged strip back into their original strips with their individual storyboard frames. All of the strip information will remain in the formerly merged strip, while the new strips will have no information. Any data will need to be copied back from the existing strip into the new strips. Once you have built your strips in the shot list, you are ready to import them into your schedule. The The schedule page is where you import and arrange the strips from your shot list to build a shooting schedule. The schedule page is made up of banners, which include non-shooting information like call time, lunch, and wrap, and strips, which display storyboards and shooting information. When you open the schedule page, you will see the shoot days that you have indicated in the project creation page. You also have the option of adding a new day here if you have not already created it on the calendar. If you check the non-shoot day box, you can create a day for things like rehearsals and travel. The non-shoot day functions like a normal strip, but it does not add to the shoot day count. If you have already built a banner template in user settings, that template will appear on each shoot day. Otherwise, you can insert banners manually. At the top of each day is the day menu that you can click on to create a banner, import a strip, establish a call time, or clear all banners and strips from the day. You can also delete the day entirely from the schedule. The arrow to the left of the menu allows you to collapse the day so you can focus on other days. To create a banner, click on the Add Banner option. A banner creation window will appear showing 3 columns. You can enter information into these columns. You can also use the Select Banner button to choose from a drop-down menu of existing banners. If you have not already entered your saved banner template into the day, you can do that here. Once you have entered information, you can enter a banner duration in hours and minutes in the window below. When you establish a call time, the banner will display a time of day range. If you reposition the banner, the time display will change accordingly. If there is no duration in the duration window, no time will be displayed on the banner. A duration of 0 will display a single time, and a duration greater than 0 will display a time range on the banner. Entering a negative number will display an earlier time relative to the call time. This is useful for entering pre-calls that change when the call time changes. If you enter a negative duration, you must enter a negative sign before both the hour and the minutes. Entering a plus sign before the duration will display a later time relative to the call time, but will not affect the schedule timing. To the right of the duration window are several duration control buttons. The Clear Duration button removes all numbers from the duration window. The Non-Contributing Duration button allows you to enter a duration that will not advance the time on the schedule. This allows you to schedule multiple events at the same time. For example, suppose you have a banner that reads pre-light set for 30 minutes. While this is happening, you also want to be shooting simultaneously on another set. You can give the pre-light banner a non-contributing duration of 30 minutes. The duration window will turn red and the next shooting strip will start at the same time as the banner before it, in this instance from 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Any strip or banner with a non-contributing duration will not affect the start time of the strip or banner that follows it. Another way to manage time is with the Rewind and Advance Time buttons available on banners only. When you click on one of these arrows, the duration window becomes red, and you can enter a time duration that you want to advance or rewind the schedule. When the duration window is red, it also means that the banner is now hidden and will not appear on the schedule. Time will be advanced or rewound the amount of duration that you enter. Let's say, for example, that you have a half-hour lunch. You want to account for the last person through the line, but you don't want to show it on the schedule. Use the Advanced Time feature, enter 15 minutes, and now you are back from lunch after 45 minutes, even though the 15 minutes is hidden. You might also advance time after the camera wrap banner so that the next visible banner can read tail lights without showing the wrap duration. Another potential use for time rewind is when adding a second unit to a daily schedule. After the wrap banner, insert a page break. Rewind time all the way back to the call time for the new unit, and reschedule as normal. This allows you to schedule 2 simultaneous days on the same schedule day. Lastly, you can change the color of the banner and the banner text using the color buttons on the banner. Once you have created a banner on the schedule, you can find shortcut buttons on the banner itself by hovering over the right third of the banner. The Edit button opens the banner and allows you to make changes. The Add Page Break button inserts a page break in your schedule below the banner. The Add Banner button creates another banner below the existing banner. The Add Strip button inserts one or more strips from the shot list below the existing banner. Add Photo Strip allows you to create a photo strip below the existing banner. Add Text Strip allows you to create a text strip below the existing banner. The Remove button deletes the banner from the schedule. And finally, the Move button allows you to drag the banner to a new position in your schedule. To insert a strip from your shot list into your schedule, use either the Add Strip button in the Day menu or the Shortcut button on an existing strip or banner. The Add Strip window will appear, allowing you the option to select one or more strips to insert into the schedule. You can also use the Sort and Filter buttons to modify which strips are available to import. If you have sorted or filtered strips in the shot list, they will appear the same way in this window. Click Add Strip and the selected strips will appear in your schedule. If you use the Shortcut button on a strip or banner, the new strips will appear directly below that strip or banner. In addition to the setup strips from your shot list, you also have the ability to create 3 other types of strips. An event strip indicates a non-shooting event that can be placed in a schedule. An example might be a travel day, a fitting day, or a rehearsal day. An event strip might be included on a non-shoot day in the schedule and will not appear on the shooting schedule. However, the cast and requirements indicated on an event strip will be acknowledged in reports or calendars to aid in scheduling non-shooting events. A photo strip may be created when you have a setup or strip that requires so many storyboards or images that they cannot be adequately displayed in a normal strip. By clicking on a photo strip, you can import photos from the image library. These images can stretch the length of the strip in one or multiple rows. You can display the strip with images only, or you can click on the right of the strip and bring up a window to enter the spot name, frame number, and notes. You can also choose to hide image data and labels for a sleeker appearance. By default, the images on the photo strip are the same size as other images in the schedule, but photo strip image size can be adjusted independently during the schedule export. Text strips allow you to create strips that are comprised entirely of customizable text windows. This feature was created to accommodate users that prefer to add information such as individual call times, location, and weather information in their headers. A text strip works much like the description box in a setup strip. By clicking on the pencil icon, you can enter and format text. The green box with the plus sign to the right of the strip allows you to add up to 5 columns across the strip. Each column contains its own description box. The red button deletes a column, and the checkbox allows you to add a visible divider between columns. You can drag the text box in front of the call time banner to use it as a header for the project. Like banners, strips can be moved around on the schedule using the Move tool. When you are ready to assign times to your schedule, open the Call Time/Date option on the Day menu. In the window, you can select a call time. You also have the option to change the date of your shoot day as an alternative to the calendar option. Be sure to check Display Times to have times shown on the schedule. If your strips and banners have durations assigned, the time of day relative to the call time will now be displayed in the left column of the strip. Reordering a strip or banner will change times accordingly, but the out time at the end of the day will remain the same. To enter a duration in a strip, hover over the duration window on the right side of the strip and enter the duration in hours and minutes. An empty duration window means no time is shown on the strip. A duration of 0 shows a single time, say 3 o'clock p.m., and a duration greater than 0 displays a time range, say 3 o'clock to 3:30 p.m. To the left of the duration window are several duration features. The red Clear Duration button erases the duration from the duration window. The blue time permitting button clears the duration window and displays the words time permitting where the duration is usually displayed on the left side of the strip. Clicking on the time permitting button a second time removes the time permitting status. The non-contributing duration button allows you to enter a duration that will not advance the time on the schedule. This allows you to schedule multiple events at the same time. For example, if you plan to shoot 2 shots simultaneously, you can give the first strip a non-contributing duration so that it will display a duration, but not advance the schedule. The next strip will not acknowledge the duration and will start at the same time as the one before it. Using this feature, you can show multiple strips and banners scheduled at the same time. Like the shot list, the schedule displays strip and banner options when you click on the left side of one or more strips or banners. These are the same features you can find in the shot list, with the addition of 3 more options. The Cancel button allows you to unselect any strips you may have already highlighted. The Delete button removes selected strips from the schedule. The strips are still available in the shot list and become part of the boneyard of unscheduled strips. The Cut button allows you to select multiple strips and banners, cut them and paste them elsewhere in the schedule. This is often a more efficient way to move strips around than dragging them individually. Select the strips and banners that you want to cut, click on the Cut button, then position the dotted line at the point in the schedule that you want to paste the selection. The strips are pasted in the order that they have been selected, so this is also an efficient way to quickly reorder shots. Once you have completed the schedule, you may export one day or all the days to a format that can be saved as a PDF and shared or printed. The Export button at the bottom right of the page will take you to the Export window, where you can customize your final document. The Export window is where you enter all of the details to format your final schedule document. To access the Export window, click on the green arrow at the bottom right of the schedule page or shot list page. The Export window consists of 6 different tabs, each formatting a different part of your document. Once you select your settings, you can save the export template and use it on future projects, or share it with another user. The Page Setting tab allows you to establish the page formatting and select which schedule days you want to export. Orientation allows you to select portrait or landscape. Size allows you to select the paper size of the exported document. Content type allows you to export a standard schedule, a storyboard-only format, or a mobile phone-optimized format. Exporting the shot list is also an efficient way to generate customizable storyboards before you make a schedule. Using the Storyboard Format tab, you have the option to export with or without descriptions or other identifying information like frame numbers and image labels. You can also indicate the maximum frame size and the number of frames per page. You can also use the Strip Style and Header-Footer tabs to customize or eliminate borders and edit your header and footer information. These tabs will be covered later in the help file. In addition to schedules, CROO is an efficient way to quickly create storyboard documents using individual frames. Because the frames are scalable, you can also create boards to cut out and paste up, already in shooting order. The mobile phone format export generates a schedule that is optimally viewed on a cell phone. The storyboard and information for each strip is displayed on a single screen. You can scroll from screen to see each strip. Turning your phone in landscape mode displays the entire storyboard for easier viewing. The Print Type tab allows you to display either one day per page or multiple days on the same page. Showing multiple days on a page is useful when making a scripted one-line schedule or when showing a weekly summary of work. 1 day per page is the default setting for commercial projects. The Font tab allows you to select the font for the entire document. The Select Page Range to Print tab allows you to indicate which schedule days you would like to export. Clicking on the Date field produces a calendar. Click on the first date and the last date that you would like to export and then click Apply. To export one day, click on that day twice. You can also choose the Select All button to export the entire schedule. The Margins section allows you to set margins for your document. The day header value establishes the distance from each day's header to the schedule body. The header height and footer height tabs have buttons that will automatically set the optimal header-footer heights for your document. A 0 value is generally the optimal setting for most margin settings, but you can compress or expand the schedule size on the page by adjusting these settings. The Strip Style tab allows you to customize several aspects of your strip presentation. Clicking on the column header allows you to customize the names of your columns. Hide Strip Color exports a schedule with no colored strips. This is useful in scripted projects when autocolor has been used to produce a colored strip board. Hide Photo Strips exports a schedule without photo strips, which is useful in overview exports and storyboards. Photo Strip Image Width allows you to set the size of images on a photo strip independently of the other images in the project. You can also click the button on the right to reset the images to the same size as the other project images. The Hide Text Strips box exports a document without text strips. The View Dividers box allows you to export a schedule with or without vertical dividers between the columns in each strip. The Width box allows you to adjust the width of the schedule's borders. The Custom Header settings allows you to format the column header at the top of the schedule. You can also remove the column headers entirely. The Header-Footer tab gives you complete customization of the header and footer of your project. Each header and footer consists of 3 columns where you can display and format information. The project header is information you can display per project. You can display it on every page, or on the first page only. Click on the information field to see a drop-down menu of items that you can display on the header or footer. If you have already entered logos in the project creation page, they can be displayed here. You may also upload new images here to be displayed in the header. The Logo Height window at the bottom of the page adjusts the size of all logos in your header as a percentage of the document. The day header is the information that is displayed at the beginning of each day. This can include the date, the scheduled day, total hours, total pages, logos, etc. There is also the option of a line break, so that you may display multiple rows of information in a column. You may display the day header on the first page of the scheduled day only, or on every page. In a schedule that is 1 day per page, like most commercials, the day header will also serve as the project header. In a scripted schedule where multiple days are displayed on a page, the project header and day header may be different. The footer contains information that may be displayed at the bottom of the page, such as page number and timestamp. You may use the text field to indicate the schedule version, and update the version with each export. The banner layout allows you to adjust the size of text on each banner. You also have the option to hide banners entirely, or to display or hide the duration on all banners. The Strip Layout table provides the most options to customize the strips in your export. By clicking the windows above the columns, you can choose to display or hide each column. You can adjust the width of each column by either dragging it to the desired width or entering a width percentage in the width box. Using the checkboxes in each column, you can display or hide each information field. You may also independently adjust the font size of each column. The sample information displayed in each column will reflect the checked boxes below. By unchecking the duration box in the shot column and the banner layout tab, you can generate a schedule without times, which is often requested for the agency. In the storyboard column, you can specify the number of storyboards to display in a row and the size of a single storyboard as a percentage of the column width. A setting of 100% will fill the column from side to side. Increasing or decreasing the column width will also adjust the size of all storyboards in the project. This is a useful tool when trying to fit a schedule onto one page, for example. In the description column, you have the option to place the description under the storyboard in the storyboard column. This will eliminate the description column and give you more horizontal room on the page for additional information. The cast column allows you to display cast members by their name, by the cast number assigned on the asset page, by one cast member per row, or several on a row divided by commas. You can also include a cast image to accompany their name, or display the image only. The image width field allows you to adjust the size of the cast images. There is also the option to display extras in the requirement column instead of the cast column. This can be useful if you want to create a separate column just for extras. CROO puts a dividing line between cast members and extras as well as between all requirements listed. Checking the Hide Dividing Lines boxes removes these lines on the schedule. The Requirements column allows you the option to display or hide production notes, locations, and requirements. This can be useful when generating scripted exports, such as a one-line schedule. Like the cast column, you can display an image to accompany a requirement. The Image Width tab adjusts the size of requirement images. The Requirements tab allows you to create additional columns with select requirement categories listed. If you are filming a car commercial, for example, you might want separate columns for picture, vehicle, and location. Click the Add New Column button to create one or more additional columns. Label each column with a category name. You can then drag one or more requirement categories into the column. If the requirement has an image associated with it, you can display that image with the requirement or display the image only. Use the Image Width box to adjust the size of the image in the column. You can adjust the column width by dragging it manually or entering a value in the column width box. You can also uncheck the View box to hide a column or click Remove to delete the column entirely. The requirement categories in that column will return to the principal requirement column. The overall width of the requirement column in the strip layout menu will determine how much room is given to the multiple columns created in the requirement window. Once you have customized your export, you have multiple options in the export menu at the bottom of the page. Use the blue preview button to see what your schedule export will look like. The time to generate the preview may be affected by the size and number of images within the file. For faster exports, use smaller-sized images. Image size can also be adjusted in user settings. If you are happy with the export, you can save the document as a PDF in your download files. If the schedule PDF that you export is very large, as often happens with photos, you can use the PDF tool at the bottom of the CROO page to link to a website that will quickly compress your document to a manageable size. You also have the option of saving the template here for future use. This allows you to select from templates saved for each job and even by each shoot day for increased customization. Use the Print button if you'd like to print the schedule now. Closing this window will return you to the Export menu. You can also share the export template with another CROO user. Click on Share Template and enter the email associated with that CROO user. The new template will now appear in the template list of the user with whom you shared it. The Export menu also gives you the option to merge multiple exports into one document. This is useful when you have customized the export format to each page of the schedule. If you have saved multiple exports, they will be displayed here. Clear the exports that you do not want to include, arrange the exports into the desired order, assign the new document a name, and press Merge. A new document will be created that will include the previously formatted documents. You can also clear all documents out of the Merge window to start over. The red back button returns you to your schedule. Finally, there are times that it is necessary to generate an editable Word document. While CROO does not produce Word documents, we have included a link to a site that is compatible with our PDF export. You can use this site to convert your PDF schedule to an editable Word format. This is also useful as a backup copy in case you anticipate being at a location without internet service. Another helpful tool on this site is the Compress PDF converter. This will take a large storyboard or schedule PDF in your files and reduce it to a manageable size. The asset library is where all of the information from your schedule is stored. It includes a full list of cast, requirements, and sets. You can edit this information here in the asset page, and it will be updated throughout the schedule. You can also click on the gray header of each column to enter new data. In addition, you can rearrange the numbering of the cast by dragging the cast name to the desired position in the list. You can also assign images to accompany the cast, requirements, and sets by clicking on the image to the left of the data. You can also generate reports with the information in the asset library. The Daily Breakdown tab will display all of the cast, requirements, and sets that play on each day. You can customize which categories are displayed in the report by checking or unchecking elements in the header. You can also create a day out of days report for selected cast. Days will be labeled as S for start, W for work, and F for finish. Non-shoot day employment will be marked with a plus sign. The number of work days will appear in parentheses after the cast member's name. Use the date range to select which days will appear in the report. The Day Out of Days report for requirements and sets displays which elements work on which days as indicated by an X. The number of days a requirement or set works is listed in parentheses next to the name of the element. You can use the report settings to give the report a title. You also have the option to save your report to a PDF or print it. If you are working in a scripted format, you also have the option of generating complete customizable breakdown pages. Please see the scripted help video for the breakdown page feature. If you would like to edit details about your project, you can visit the Edit Project page. This is essentially identical to the project creation page, but it includes additional options. You can update logos, project data, and spot names here, as well as editing the shoot day calendar. Please note that if a schedule day has data entered into the schedule, it may no longer be deleted in the calendar, it can only be moved. Deleting a shoot day with information must be done from within the schedule. The Edit Project page includes the additional feature of generating a custom calendar. Click on the green arrow to the right of the calendar. You will be taken to the Export Calendar window. You can select a date range and then choose the cast, requirements, and sets that you want to display on the calendar. These selections will appear on the respective days that they play. By clicking on a calendar day, you can include a note for that day. You also have the option of displaying the calendar in portrait or landscape format. Click on the Calendar Settings button to give the calendar a title and customize the color scheme. You can then generate a PDF document or print the calendar. To customize information that spans all of your projects, open the User Settings page. This can be found under the My Account tab. User Settings has 10 tabs that allow you to customize all facets of your schedule. The Requirement Categories tab allows you to add, delete, or edit the categories available when entering requirements. If you create a new requirement category in your schedule, that category will appear here in User Settings. The gallery includes all of the images you have uploaded when entering logos for your projects. These images are stored so that you may use them again in future projects. You can delete images here, or add more. Image size allows you to specify the size of images and PDFs that you import into the image library. By decreasing the image size and quality specs, you can import a large image at a lower resolution, which helps the app and the exports run faster. Often, the best solution to a large PDF or image is to decrease the size before importing into CROO. You can also use the PDF tool at the bottom of the CROO page to link to a website that will quickly compress your document to a manageable size. The Data Format tab allows you to enter your current time zone and choose the format to display time and date across all projects. The Print format allows you to bold or italicize individual data categories across all schedules for increased customization. Project Type allows you to customize the default project type whenever you create a new project. If you work on scripted shows with no storyboards, you can set that as the default here. Strip Colors allows you to set the default colors for strips in the strip board for scripted projects. Element Colors allows you to set the default colors for elements when breaking down a screenplay in the app. The Banner template allows you to build the custom banners and text strips that will appear on each day in your schedule. Use the Add Banner and Add Text Strip buttons to create a banner or text strip the same way you would in a schedule. Click the box next to Add when creating shoot day to insert this template automatically into each day when creating a schedule. If you leave this box unchecked, you can also insert your banner template in the day menu of your schedule. Some schedules require custom headers that you can build in banner templates using text strips. Create text strips here and save them as a template. When you create a new schedule, the text strip template will appear on each day. For more information on using text strips, see the Help section that covers them. The Export Template tab displays all of the export templates that you have saved in your projects. You can delete unneeded templates in this window. This concludes the CROO Help video. If you have further questions or ideas to improve the app, please don't hesitate to contact us by phone or email. Thank you for joining the CROO.